Okay, here we go. Everything wrong with Illyana Rasputin, otherwise known as MAGIK, and everything great about her. First of all, they brought her back to life. Now, they brought her back to life a few times. First, when she became Dark Child and Light Child, and she turned back to 7 again. Now, I get that. She didn't really die. She just transformed back to how she really was, a scared 7-year-old. Okay? And then she died of the Legacy Virus, and they brought her back. And if you think about it, if they didn't bring her back, then a lot of the problems that happened wouldn't exist if they brought her back. Now, don't get me wrong, I love illyana to death. She's an awesome character. I love how they portrayed her, except for some parts. But it kind of gets old after a while with killing her off and then bringing her back over and over again. Second of all, she becomes a teacher. Now, if you read the Academy X series, and the New Mutants 2009 series, you know the students at the school don't really love her too much. She's not a very good people person. I mean, I can't blame her. She was raised in a hellish dimension. She was kidnapped there. She was really little when that happened there. Stuff like that, you don't forget. But the fact that she becomes a teacher after getting kids trapped in hell is not, like, something that, like, you'd be like, oh, hi, I'm auditioning for a teacher, and I got kids trapped in hell. Like, all those things that, like, you'd advertise. And I wouldn't really trust her, like, people's life if, like, she just goes around and, like, well, I have a grudge, so I'm gonna, like, sacrifice the whole world to do, like, my own thing, to get revenge, karma, get closure. Which she does in the New 2009 version, and that ended up getting her in trouble. Though she did get closure, she did not do it in a good way. She sacrificed a lot of things just to get what she wants. Second of all, she fucked up the space-time continuum a bunch of times. Now, again, time traveling is part of her power, and I know in the beginning that she didn't have, like, great control over it. And with that, yes, accidents do happen. But the fact that she goes back in time into the future as a game later on, and that causes a lot of problems, and she just blows it off, that's a big problem for me. Because if she can just do whatever she wants with, like, great power like that, she shouldn't do it. It's like Wanda, like, yeah, great power, you're powerful. But if you're just gonna, like, abuse your power like that, you really shouldn't have it. So it's really, like, the whole thing, like, okay, great power comes with great responsibility. But if you're going to do just, like, whatever you want, whenever you want, and however you want, you shouldn't do that. Then they brought her back to life again. Now, this time, it wasn't really bringing her back to life as more of, like, okay, we're going to basically, like, kill you off, we're not going to bring you back for a while, and then you're going to come back because we're running out of ideas. Once again, endangers a lot of people, changes a lot of things, and a lot of, like, cause and effect comes after this. And like I said, I love her. Like, I feel how she feels. I mean, like, she's earned her right to be mean, to be aggressive, to feel angry. She grew up knowing nothing else. She was kidnapped from her family, and she had to endure so much being abused and mistreated. But she shouldn't just, like, do whatever she wants, whenever she wants. And then bringing her back, like, when she died, like, her soul, she's missing a lot of her soul. And when you brought her back, she came back as Dark Child. And bringing her back as Dark Child is not a good idea because Dark Child has no soul. I know she can't really control it, but nonetheless, it's bringing her back with no soul. Like, okay, well, I can feel some pity when she still has a little bit of her soul, because I know she's at least trying to be good, but when she doesn't, it's like full on, I don't even care anymore. Though I know she does end up getting her soul back, at least the soul gems, but it's like the same thing. It's like, soul, you don't really care, you don't care about anyone else but yourself. Then again, kill her off again. Like I said, if you're going to kill someone off, keep them dead. If you're going to bring someone back, begin with life. You can't just go back and forth with people's emotion. I know a lot of people who do like her. And just, like, toying with her emotion just gets old after a while. Like, oh, well, why should I feel upset now if you're just going to kill her off again? And when she really died the first time, when she was 6, almost 7, I felt that, like, really bad. Because it's like she finally got what she wanted. She's endured all of this just to get her childhood back. And she finally has a glimpse of it. And she gets so sick. And she's so loving and joyful. It's like all those moments that she was, like, angry in the New Mutant series. All those moments where she was just, like, hiding how she truly felt. Like, just enduring all this. It was just to get what she truly wanted. And when she gets it, she loses it so fast and so quickly. She didn't even have it for a whole year. She had it for maybe a few months, a few weeks at the minimum. Okay, now this problem isn't really her fault. It's more like, I guess you could bring like the office, but you can really blame for anything. But it's more like Sim's fault and Belisasco's fault. She was raised in a hellish dimension. Now, it's not her fault, but it's still something wrong. It's like saying like, oh, like you're blind. It's not your fault, but it's still like something wrong with you. Not to be mean, but so it's just like a disability, okay? Except you have no control over it, but it still counts as something that's wrong, okay? So the fact that she was raised in limbo, it changed her as a person. She viewed things more differently. She was more aggressive. She didn't get her childhood, so she never knew what it was like. Unlike like Kitty, who had like a great childhood, though her parents were going through like a divorce and stuff, she still enjoyed it. She had dancing. She was so bright and cheery when she first met the X-Men. She wanted their autograph. She had a bubbly personality. Illyana is quite the opposite, because she did get her childhood. She grew up knowing nothing but torture and abuse and having to run away from all this. So this one's not really her fault, but it's still something that needs to be considered. The fact that a lot of the reason she acts the way she does is because of how she was raised. And though it was not her fault, it still affected her. Another thing that she is like I enjoy about her. I like her rebellious style. It's like, oh, he got grounded, how is he gonna stop me? You know? And it's kind of funny just seeing, like, right, like, no, you can't, we'll get in trouble. And she's like, and how's he gonna catch me? Who's gonna tell him? It's like, just like adds this extra bit, like, oh my god, you're so angry, but like, you can be so funny sometimes. And that's what, like, I like to see, like, when she gets, like, so down, she can still be so funny. And on top of that, like, she's creative. Like, I know it's not, like, really shown, but, like, she's just creative, like, what she says and how she, like, presents it, you know? Like, such as saying, like, worst comeback. She's like, there's all this stuff like, when someone does me wrong, she's like, I'll kidnap you and take you to limbo. I'm not gonna kill you, I'll make you be tortured. It's like this whole creative, like, as of like, Wolverine's just like, I'll just kill you. She's like, I'll let my demons kill you. It'll be fun to watch this. I like how she becomes the ruler of Limbo. I don't like the fact that she is ruler, though it's not on her control. But I like how, like, eventually she gets, like, a hold of it. I like how, like, she's scared of it, she doesn't like it, but it's also her home. I mean, it's, like, mixed emotions. Like, okay, well, you don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like you're the ruler of it. Really, if you think about it, she became the ruler of Limbo when she was 6, almost 7. Because she's always been that way on the inside, because she aged so quickly because of like how time moves around there, but her mind was like so much older because of like all that she learned. Because once again, time moves differently there. It was a lot faster, so she would learn things a lot quicker. So it's like she was still like that scared little 6, 7-year-old on the inside, and so she really became like the Royal Limbo that way. And I like how she eventually embraces it, but then she realizes, oh, this is wrong. She learns from her mistake. Now, she does end up dying a lot before she can, like, fully learn from it. But at least, like, while she can, she does learn from it. She also saved the students in the X-Men Academy X series. Though it was really to get what she wanted, she did save them. She didn't have to. She could have taken Pixie's soul, like, force, but she didn't. She gave her a choice, though it was not presented in a good way. She still gave her a choice, and she still saved them. I like how she becomes a teacher, though I do not agree with why she's a teacher. Or maybe it's just like, oh, like, I should teach these kids like how not to behave, become a better role model. But she's not a good role model. That's the thing. I like how she's trying to like turn it around, and she's fighting. But like, I love her always like, I salute our new professor's unbelievable hotness, and like Young Jun's just like, you should say things. What about how hot she is? It's true. I know it, and believe me, she knows it. It's like, that's how funny it is. And it was, I forgot what series it was, but one of the series says, she couldn't control this, but at least she couldn't control her look, and she used her looks to an advantage. And I like how, like, she at least keeps with, like, what good she does have, because she is a very beautiful lady. I like how she tried to, like, right her wrongs. Like, when she became Dark Child to save her friends, she also became Light Child to save the world, again. And though, once again, like, going back to how she did this for her own special needs in the New Mutants 2009 version, at least she did save it. She did eventually save the students, those for her own selfish needs. But when she was younger, in the 1980s version of her, she tried unbelievably to, like, right the wrong. She didn't want to become ruler of Limbo because she knew it was evil. She didn't want to become Dark Child because she knew that was wrong. So she tried, even if she could not always resist it. She does eventually save the world, a few times, even if it's shown in ways that, like, they could have, like, approached it better. Like, oh, you're saving the world to accommodate your own selfish needs. No, she was doing this, to do this, because of this. I like how, like, some of the time is like she's just doing it to be good, to unright wrong. And that concludes everything wrong and amazing about magic.